Hey, what's crack-a-lacking? Jack Daniels, the Boxing Trainers Champ. Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxing Trainers Champ. And today we are live. And also, this is a live podcast for anyone who wishes to jump in and have a word or two on the subject matter of what we are presenting today. And today, folks, we are going to do some history. Something that I haven't done and something that hasn't been being done of late in these podcasts. And I think that the history of boxing is important, especially to those who are pure-hearted boxing enthusiasts, as I am. And I hope and would like to think that most of the people that engage in these podcasts are enthusiastic about boxing. They love the sport, the art of getting in the ring and being successful, right? Scientifically, especially scientifically. I mean, that is the preferred art as far as I'm concerned, to be scientific, to get in the ring and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right? And see, for a person to be able to do that, it takes a lot of work. A lot of work, people. You know what I mean? Boxing isn't just pad work, uh, jogging, sparring, right? Boxing is a hard sport to master. But those who wish to master it, right? I mean, you have different levels of boxing, right? You have the guy that just doesn't put his heart into it, and sometimes he has a level of success, but the majority of the time he doesn't because his heart isn't in uh, what he is doing, and that is to be one of the scientific best artistic boxers in the business. Is as far as I'm concerned. When I boxed, that's what my motto was, right? I wanted to be as bad as Muhammad Ali. And in my opinion, Muhammad Ali was one of the baddest boxers that ever lived. Contrary to the fact that there is a uh, there is a debate as far as I'm concerned, in reference to who was the greatest. Now, I am going to speak on who I really believe after doing, excuse me, some tape on Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson was born Walker Smith, right? And in 1940, he turned his name to Sugar Ray Leonard as a result of some people believing that the way he boxed was sweet as sugar. He was just sweet with his hands and on his feet. And so they labeled him Sugar Ray Leonard. Excuse me, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. I get those. I kind of like to get those two running in the same class because Sugar Ray Leonard actually, as is the case with Muhammad Ali, actually tried to attempted to mimic artistic value of Sugar Ray Robinson. And that's a fact, right? A lot of these boxes, especially of the new era, right, mimic Sugar Ray Robinson. That is because Sugar Ray Robinson was a bad motor scoter on his hand with his hands and his feet, and that again is the result of all the hard work he put in the gym. You know what I mean? I mean, in order to be great people, you have to sacrifice a lot of things that we do today, right? A boxer or an athlete per se, right, wouldn't do a lot of things we do because it would interfere with his thought process and the desire to want to be great. Now that area of greatness isn't as widely spread as we would think, right? A lot of these cats, I'm great, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna whoop so and so and so and so. But that is a lot of hype, hype. You know what I mean? It means it to be great. You have to push the envelope. You have to push the envelope to such a degree where every time you get in the ring, right? Especially in the win column, right? Your main goal is to get better. Like I'm going to use Javante Tate Davis as a primary example. Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm in the house, y'all. I missed y'all too, brother. Terra Lewis in the house. I missed you too, man. But we back, and we back with a vengeance. You know what I mean? And I also want to share with the audience that I'm working. I got the phone, the business phone for the Box Trainers channel, right? And it is a separate number, and I'll be doing live podcasts so people will be able to come in and voice their opinion on the phone. So that's a good thing, I think, because I mean, people had been jamming me up about that phone, right? Man, we need to get on. You need to have a phone, and that was absolutely right, right, and that's exactly what I did. Appreciate you too, Malcolm. As always, I'm looking young. Thank you very much. I will take that to heart. Right. At my age, all the compliments associated with age, I'm taking it in the stride, and I'm gonna keep moving. Right. And be the best that I can be with this podcast. So uh, uh, this is a new era for me with this podcast. My daughter got me a few toys, and oh, what's wrong with that? Oh, that was one of the toys. So uh, I'm rolling. I am. It has been my goal and my aspiration as a boxing analyst is to be one of the best in the business, right? And I know that I have the background, you know what I mean, as a boxer and as a trainer, right, to be the best, right? I don't. I've said this multiple times before that I don't believe in perpetrating fraud, lying. You know what I mean, to induce the the statistics, right, of this channel, of this podcast, right. A liar has to continue to lie, right? As is the case with your boy Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a primary example of what it is to um, venture into and be good at lying, right? So what I'm saying is, do not follow the behavior of Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, is one of the biggest fabricators of fraud that I have ran into in my 74 years on this planet. Seriously speaking, Ryan Garcia is a perpetrator of fraud, man. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage the youth not to follow the behavior of Ryan Garcia. What is it that this trolling? Ryan Garcia trolls, right? He said, I got to troll. I'm trolling. Trolling what? What is the nature of trolling? Why do people have to troll in order to get to where they're going? Trolling is actually lying and fabricating and making up stuff to uh, make people feel a certain way. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how trolling really is. So, for those that believe that trolling is a good thing, hey, let the record reflect that coach Jack Daniels, Boxing Training Channel, said it's not. And it's not going to get you into the pearly gates of heaven. And it's not going to get you a dime. So do not troll. Let's not troll people. No. Now let's get to this topic. This topic, right? Sugar Ray Roberson. Sugar Ray Roberson, in my opinion, was the greatest pound for pound champ that ever laced up a pair of gloves. Right? There was some debate in regards to that, but in my opinion, based on the fact that I've been in boxing for over 30 years, and I'm saying that that's mild because it's more closer to 45 years, right? In the ring, training. You know what I mean? And I want to touch on that for a moment, if I might, right? Training, right? A lot of you cats, I don't know if you take lightly when I say um, uh, a lot of y'all really need to come to me, right? I made mention of this once before in regards to Rolando Rolly Romero, right? And it was my opinion about uh, Rolly Romero that he was untrainable. And I have since had the opportunity to have a conversation about Shakur Stevenson and whether he is as good as he says he is, or whether he may be also untrainable. In his last fight, right? I don't want to, you know what I mean, kick a man when he's down, right? There's been a lot said about uh, Shakur Stevenson and uh, his Twitter tramp, his Twitter trans, trans, yeah, tirades rather, his Twitter tirades, right? And things of that nature, right? Gil Cole in the house, miss you, brother. Yes, sir, absolutely, miss you, brother. It's been a lot said about Shakur Stevenson and his Twitter tirades, right? Now, in his last fight, I took notice of the fact that his coach, right, would tell him to use his hands, right, do certain things that would better his position with his opponent, right, and Shakur Stevens would basically argue with the man. Now, in my opinion, a person that isn't capable of taking the advice of a coach is like Rolando Rudy Romero. Uh, he is uncoachable, right? I want to go. I want to touch on that fact too, right? Like I remember when Shakur Stevenson uh, was winning those championships, right? Now he is a totally different animal then versus now, right? I mean, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know the psychological things that transpired then versus now, but he was a different animal back then, right? Things that he was saying then were things that he was actually doing. He was performing to that level of greatness, right? But for some strange reason, uh, he is incapable of following the instructions, right? Which leads me to believe that he is psychologically in a state where he's incapable of being trained. Now, for those that fall in that category, holler at me, man. You know what I mean? Don't take this. Just don't take what I'm saying lightly and believe that I just want to be entertained by somebody who's boxing. No, 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 no. I'm saying that I believe from way down on the inside that a person like Shakur Stevenson or Rolando Romero, that I can bring him out that mindset, right? Because the coach and a trainer have to have uh, a certain feel for one another, right? In order for that to work, in order for those two people to and positive things come from the coach and the boxer, right? And everybody doesn't have that ability. I was blessed with the ability to coach, to make a person feel that if he isn't paying attention to what I'm saying, he would want to because it's going to show in the ring. And that's what it's all about. A coach has that magnetic persona, right? That the boxer gravitates toward. It's a it's a it's a it's a it's a magnetic attraction between the boxer and the trainer that without it, the development that one is seeking is not going to make itself available. I didn't say that. I did not say that, Gil Cole. But I would take a shot at. I would take a shot at either one of them. I would take a shot at either one of them, and I bet you the results would be different, Gil Cole, because I believe in my heart, from way down on the inside, that I have that attraction, that compelling desire to make a person be the best he can be. Because that's what I was working from. You feel me? So that being said, yeah, I think that they need to, you know what I'm saying, ring my bell. Both of them. Anybody that want to be great, holler. Period. And if you don't like what I'm saying, throw me up under the bus. Say, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. But I guarantee you, I got a whole bunch of rings to the table. I don't care who it is. If they serious about wanting to be the best they can be, holler at the coach, holler at Jack Daniels at the Boxing Trainers Channel. Cause like I said, you have to be able to make a person feel for the things you say to him that he is pushing you in the right direction. Right? If those two attractions don't meet in the middle, you're not going to have any success. Period. Now let's get to Sugar Ray Roberson, the greatest powerful power at middleweight of all time, 6 times middleweight champion of the world, over 200 fights and one loss. One loss that's been noted, I should say. I think it was a 3 or 4 losses. I know that there was one with Jake LaMotta, and I also know there was one at because he went all the way up to light heavyweight, and he lost to the light heavyweight championship. Now I don't know if there was a rematch on that, but I know for certain that he lost twice. So anything beyond that point, I'm not here to have liberty to discuss that. But he was actually the greatest boxer of all time. And to this day, I believe that he isn't given the credit due based on the fact that his win-loss ratio. Man, the man had over 200 fights. And in those 200 fights, he knocked out over 80 people. 80 people. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr. runs around and says that he's the greatest and wooty wacky wham and this and that. And I must concur with Floyd. A lot of that is hype, and a lot of that is real. So I just don't want to jump on Floyd Mayweather and say he was good, because there's a lot of cats out there who I think were either as good or better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sugar Ray Leonard came a long way in the boxing game, as far as I'm concerned, in making himself known as one of the great ones, right? One of the favorite fights that Sugar Ray Leonard had was with Roberto Duran too. And if you go back and watch that tape, and I use that particular tape in my training, right? Especially when it comes to that type of boxer, right? That prefers to hit and not be hit, right? I believe that tape shows that could be done, right? I mean, in the first Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Roberto Duran touched Sugar Ray Leonard up. I mean, touched him up good. But in the second fight, look at that tape, right? It was like Duran literally stopped in the 8th round because he was so frustrated that he couldn't hit him. I mean, and the thing about that was conditioning. Sugar Ray Leonard conditioned himself to believe that Rosenstrand wasn't going to be in the position, and he didn't. You feel me? So when I say that's what training is all. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm like this. I'll work with you, but if we're not connected in the general dynamics of what a coach and a trainer, I'm gone myself. You ain't got to throw me out. I'm gone. You know what I mean? Because the art of greatness derives at the doorstep coach versus the box, right? And there's a couple guys that I know, you know what I mean, that got kids in the sport, right? And some of them have done relatively well. But I constantly tell them, man, look, there's a few things missing. What's up with that? You know what I mean? But people tend to have these huge egos, right? That they believe either they can circumvent the truth by trying to manifest an explanation contrary to the fact that whether it's right or wrong. Sometimes our ego gets in the way within the best of our boxes, and I'm trying to say that I have had the opportunity to view that on several occasions with people that I know, right? And hopefully they'll get the notion to pocket their egos, right, and holler. Because that's all it takes is holler, right? And I'm saying that I believe in greatness, man. I believe in greatness, right? If you don't want to be great, do not bother me. You heard me? Don't bother me because I'm talking about greatness. What you talking about? That being said, I feel good about this podcast. I got to get myself back in the field of things. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been off for so long, and it's kind of like every time I attempt to get up and do a show, right? I got something else that I feel like I need to do. Right? I haven't lost the passion, right? I've lost the overall drive to get up and do what I love doing, and that's doing this. You feel me? And that ain't hype. That's real love for the sport. You feel me? With that in mind, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, share this video with your friends and relatives, and tell me what y'all think about Jagour Stevenson and whether he might just need to consider calling the coach, Jack Daniels of the Boxers Trainers Channel. And Tone Talk 707. I believe that old school boxers are tougher and stronger than these cats today, right? The old school demanded a certain expectation from the boxers, right? And that's what I'm talking about, right? I ain't trying to hear no explanations. Me, I ain't trying to hear none of that, right? You got to get away from me with some explanations, right? And that's why I say a lot of these dudes, a lot of these boxers, right? That don't have the best trainers at their disposal need to holler. With that in mind, folks, see you tomorrow. Oh, I might jump back on this thing later on today because y'all got me feeling it again. Right on, Tone Dial 707. Y'all keep supporting the channel. And with that, wait a minute. There you go. There you go. My man, Bud. Hey, brother. What's going on? I had a pretty good show. You better do the tape on this one, brother, because I'm really cracking it. I'm really cracking it, brother. 100. No hype. All true.